Greetings, church. Tell the person next to you, just imagine. Just imagine. Aramai Conference 2019, 4 glorious days of limitations being shattered as divine words were being uttered. Connected syllables dancing to the rhythm of prophetic imagination and divine inspiration. Like reeds planted by streams of living waters dancing beautifully in the wind of his spirit. And as these spirit-filled spoken words were released, they exploded like paint bombs on the canvases of our lives to paint a new picture, to paint his picture, with a paint whose scent is so much stronger than that of cognitive dissonance, which seeks to entice the senses of our reasoning. But God's voice was very loud in this place. Though neither time nor space can contain him, he calls us into this boundless realm of imagination to unlearn the language of impossibility so our tongues can curl into what we have seen there, to speak it into existence here as the new reality. Just about the same time, we issue a letter of suspension to skepticism. It's been 4 glorious days of encounters, teachings, prophecies, all connected together by the golden thread of God's purpose and God's love. And he has been purposefully working in this conference whose purpose preceded its birth and whose existence preceded its conception in the hearts and minds of its vision bearers, Pastor Barbara and Bishop Joseph Garlington. Like a pebble that falls in still waters, your falling before God in surrender and obedience has had a supernatural ripple effect, sending giant waves of reconciliation and restoration to nations far beyond your feet have treaded upon. For there have been and still are people on the other side of your obedience to bringing light to the nations. And not just any kind of light, not the kind produced by power utilities, not coal-fired, power station generated, national grid distributed, transformer transformed, and fluorescent tube exhibited light traveling at a mere speed of 300,000 kilometers per second. You sought to bring consuming fire-powered, everlasting love generated, grace distributed, mind renewing, transformer transformed, blood bought, and Calvary cross exhibited light, traveling at a speed of let there be, to stir up prophetic imagination in the hearts of man so man can see light beyond wavelengths the human eye naturally can detect. Light. You see, you are proof that unless a grain of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit, and much fruit has been brought forth in Covenant Church of Pittsburgh, in Reconciliation Ministries International, in Promise Keepers, in Apostle Eddie and Prophet Stella Petla, in Pastor Vinnie Manzo, in Pastor William McDowell, in Pastor Lynn and Pastor Bill, in many, many others, in many organizations, in your peers, in sons and daughters, in America and across the waters, in Africa and beyond the earth, all over. Your gift has made room for you, as you made room for many in your hearts. And I'm almost convinced that the bishop's blood cells is in the shape of music notes, pumping out rhythmically from a heart full of praise and worship and love. Pastor Barbara, Bishop, and the entire team, your authenticity is unquestionable. Your anointing is undeniable. Your devotion is inspiring. Your devotion is so inspiring. Your humility is disarming. And your authority is divine. In light of all of this, what shall we say? To God be the glory. May he be glorified, for great and marvelous are his deeds done through you in all you say and do. May the Lord be exalted for these generals of the faith. May he be exalted because he is the giver of gifts. He is the creator of creation. He is the one and true God with a zero retreat policy. And so we stand firm and unshaken in our confession. Imvuselelo enkulu iyeza, and we won't stop until we see it. It's been 4 glorious days. And we haven't even scratched the surface of what God is still about to do. Just imagine. Remember, where your mind has repeatedly journeyed, your body will surely follow. Just imagine.